Alrighty, got an interesting little piece here. Got this one in the mail. These straps are dirt cheap ones. You can see a lot of dust in there. And there's a little scratch on the left side there, near where the minute's hand is. I think that's actually from the inside. I try to pull it apart, and as you get with some of them, it was sort of swinging by the crown, which is your winder. And I could get a bit of paper up through the sides, but they got quite a back on it. So you sort of got to slip it up through the side before it even gets to the dial. Because of this big, well, the side of the case is quite an edge, and it drops in from the back, and it sort of drops into the glass, or in this case plastic. So it was hard to get dust out of there. I got some out of there. Like a lot of these strange things made on the cheap, this is East German, in case you can't tell. This one was given as a gift to someone in Bulgaria, I believe. It has Russian acrylic text on the back, and something about 1988, which all adds up for the time period. So this is sort of one of the very later ones produced. They exist today, but it's not really them. It's just a rehash of the same name, completely different company, no association whatsoever. This place, I believe, was 91 or 94 or something. It completely fell in a hole since running since like the 1860s or something. So, yeah. But, yeah, this is Rigid East German, and instead of being like a Seiko or even these Chinese watches where you got a little tab you push and the winder comes out, it's a very different thing. It's a bit like that Looch that I showed. You literally have, and I damn well should have taken photos when I had the back off, you literally have brass gears and, you know, all running in synthetic ruby bearings and all that sort of stuff. You usually have a little Faraday coil, a little coil of copper wire, and most of them have a certain size, and the one in this is absolutely huge. It's like double the length of most of them, and it's all coated in green. Almost reminds me of that stuff they used to spray circuit boards with in the 80s to, you know, as an insulation over the actual bare circuit board. And they've used a similar sort of thing for the Faraday coil for the stepper motor in this. Interestingly enough, they have an actual circuit board, not surprisingly, and it's completely untreated. It's just bare copper on plastic. Now, one of the most interesting things about this is, as part of the East German Communist principle, they wanted to be completely self-sufficient, not even need imported raw materials. Every consumer product you could get was German-made in East Germany, and I believe that was one of their key tenets of East German communism versus other communism. And on top of that, they even wouldn't allow any of the raw materials to be from anywhere except East Germany. So that made things very hard for manufacturing, and they did what they could, but a lot of the stuff come out kind of shit because they needed things and they didn't have them, so then they sort of improvised and then it gave you shit quality. But yeah, basically, she's not a bad little watch. As I said, to get the crown out, I don't know what screw I'm touching or what I'm doing, but I can see the complete mechanism. Whereas most of this is sort of half covered in most mechanical watches. This one, it's very open. As you move the crown, you can see little parts moving to lock on the stepper motor. When you change the time, the seconds and everything will stop completely. And you see all the mechanism to do that. You see all the mechanisms moving, and there's sort of a groove thing on the stem of the winder that's manipulating all this. It's all very open, and I fear if I took a screw out, I'd get the crown out, but I would never get it to reassemble without disassembling a whole lot, and it really doesn't look like it's made to take the crown out. So one day I might get this professionally wiped out inside by a watchmaker who knows what the hell they're doing and can reassemble it if it all falls to bits. but I'm not going to risk that on something I've only just got. And yeah, cheap little $2.20, $2.80 strap from Dazo, and I'm not joking, it's on the very last notch. Fake leather, it's probably just vinyl. But it sort of suits it, because this is 1988, and you get the brown leather. It sort of suits something from 1988 with a sort of deep green background there. Almost like a blimmin'... It's almost like a navy blue, but I get a feeling it's a little bit of a green tinge in it there. Really like navy ships. Anyway, that's the latest little piece. And yeah,